Hey everybody, what's up today? So I'm uploading a video right now. I made a Dalton style point 7/5/8, I think 7 5/8 inches long. It was a piece of that Rainy Buttes. It was a real narrow piece. It was probably, I think it started out about 8.5 inches, and I had a crooked little skinny piece. The whole piece was only about, I don't know, maybe 2.5 inches wide, but it was like 2 inches thick, and just long, skinny piece, and it worked out pretty good. I didn't get every bit of it on video, but I got a good part of it. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do here. I was thinking about doing this one. I think I'm going to wait till maybe tomorrow night to do this, maybe sometime. I'm going to do this one later. Yeah, I'll do this one later. I think we're going to do some bifacing and clean up some bifaces and some brokes like this right here. I'm just going to clean up into a biface. I think that's what we're going to do right now tonight. So I need to get some of this done, and now's a good time, and people seem to like bifacing videos. I'll tell you something I did do today. I made some hollow copper boppers that had wood handles. The jury's still out whether or not I like the PVC over the wood, and you wouldn't think the handle makes that much difference, but it does make some difference because it affects the weight forward. The plastic definitely has more weight forward than these do, so I'm still undecided on these, but we'll see. We'll probably play around with these wood ones some. I need to back out a little bit here. Whoop, wrong way. But we'll play around with them a little bit and see what we can do. If you've been watching very long, you know that I like using these hollow copper boppers. For a lot of things, especially the small stuff like this. And I used a hollow copper bopper on that point I just made too, and it had a healed fracture in it also, and I had no expectations that thing was going to hold together, and that's why I didn't initially start the video. I just figured there's no way this thing's staying together, and somehow or another I managed to keep it together, so I was kind of surprised. That Rainy Buttes is awesome material, but it can have some fractures and things in it, and more times than not, a piece that long is going to have some sort of problem somewhere. But when I was going through the box and I seen that piece, I thought, man, I'm not going to be able to do nothing with this. And I was taking a little break from the leather shop today, and I thought, well, I will sit in my chair and I'm going to knock on something. I came out and I seen that piece, and I thought, well, you know what, let me just see if I can put it in a biface real quick. And lo and behold, I got it into a biface, and then I decided to take a few more strikes and kind of started getting into shape, and I thought, well, you know what, I gotta go back to work. And I was in there working. I was just dying to come out here and work on that. I mean, just dying. And so after I closed the shop down for the night, I came out here and worked on it, shot that video. I haven't reviewed it or nothing. Hopefully I can release it. I wasn't out of frame for like 20 minutes or something. This one was already in a rough biface. I don't do a whole lot of abrading with these hollow copper boppers. Oh, I knew that wouldn't still attach. Some of these I had in this bucket just to kind of refine the biface a little bit, thin it down so it don't take up so much space. Some of them were biface, but kind of fat. So anyways, I was pretty doggone proud of that point. If you watch my last two Mookaite videos, man, I've struggled with that stuff. I got a piece here I'm going to try and redeem myself with. The last one was kind of undercooked. Well, it was undercooked. Not kind of, it was. Well, if I keep going, we're going to turn this one into a point, so. Should have done half of it with this bopper and half with this other one. I think you have to braid more with this wooden one. That's the way it's seeming anyways. Alright, I'm going to biface. Let's try this on the next one. Boy, that cap's pretty rough. Yeah, it's getting pretty rough for sure. That one's got some miles on it. I might have to switch that out. This is a piece of that oil chert. This stuff can be pretty fragile. Tiger chert. This ain't gonna be a very good comparison between the two because this piece is very fragile. I keep hitting this thing right here. Hold on. Okay, I could feel my arm hitting them power cables and stuff. Actually, you know what? What the heck is happening here? Hold on a minute. Man, I had you guys all kind of cockeyed. I wonder how that's going to look on the screen. This whole light and all this stuff's right here at my head. I mean, at my head. And it's a little bit challenging. I do like this camera angle though. It's easier for me to work around, and man, this piece is I don't know about this. Yeah, I knew that was going to give up there on the end. Got some stuff, see it right there? Yeah, it's got some problems in there. Yeah, it's got a big old, yeah. I don't know what we were going to do with that. It's got more coming in this way. Yeah, just a bad piece of rock. We will turn that one over to the wife for tumbling. This is a very grainy piece of Alabama coastal. Now this part of it right here is nice and nice, but this whole end down here is just grainy as could be. If you could get this stuff and it all be like that, yeah, I'd buy a lot of boxes of that. But there's an awful lot of this grainy stuff. Probably the majority of it. He has gotten some stuff I've seen lately. I'm not going to mention his name. No, he's got some stuff I've seen lately that's got some color to it, and it really looks nice. I haven't got a box set yet, but I plan on it. I bought this one, I think, when he very first started selling material. And it didn't work because I crushed it. We got a pretty good squared edge here. You can use a corner of these boppers like this to get in there so you're not destroying a bunch of your edge. Just trying to peel off just a little bit there. Come on. I'm just trying to pop that one little bit off. That's good enough. This is a Biface. It's already a Biface for the most part. I just found it in a bucket there. I was gonna take a few flakes just to thin it out a little bit. Yep, pretty much just like that. Turn that edge and clear this side off, and boy, you'd have you a pretty arrowhead there. All right, what's next? I got this super ugly, grainy, messed up piece of Mookaite. That one little piece right there is very nice, but that's all. That's it. But there's a Biface. It's kind of fat. I don't even know that we can do anything with it. I'm not sure. I mean, I did nap. I mean, I've obviously napped on it, but this stuff is, if you could get a point out of it, it would be beautiful. I just don't know if you could or not. Because the problem's not at this stage, the problem's when it starts getting thin, as always. But that's for another day. But buddy, if you could get a point out of it. All right, well, let's take another one across there. Let's step down a bopper size. That didn't work. Crushed the heck out of the edge. Did I forget to braid it first? That one's got over there. Heck, that thing might make a point. It might. If it does, it'll be incredible. Be a cool looking point, man. All right, let's see. I think the last Novaculite one was with the wood bopper. The guy that invented these Edbo he's on obviously. If you're watching me, you've watched Edbo, I'm sure. But I don't know how he came up with these things, but I'm sure glad he did. I don't see anyone else use them other than him, and doggone it. Him, John Tuttle, and me. I don't know anyone else that uses them. And I just can't figure out why. I guess because PVC, so people just don't want to give it a try, but I'm telling you. Especially if you're making little bifaces. Alright. What else we got here? Now this is already a biface. This looks to be Burlington. So I feel like I got a piece of flint stuck in my finger. Well, I'm just wanting to crush edges tonight, I guess. You know what? Maybe I need to do a little maintenance to this. It is a little rough. If your bopper's too rough, then it'll crush the edge before the flake initiates. And that did have some pretty big jaggedy spots on it. I was putting, these are the boppers I've been making. I put them to the test earlier on some hard stuff. That did not help, not one bit. That did a little bit. Nope. The stuff that's just flying away is chalky stuff or something. Wasn't holding up. This piece don't like me or something. I don't know why. It's a nice piece of Burlington. I'm just not rolling with the Burlington tonight, I guess. Zigged when I should have zagged and made a mess. I must have drifted off into la la land there or something or other. I don't know what I did there. That wouldn't surprise me none. I have to go to indirect to fix this mess. Threw my bopper away. Alright, I have to get my bopper back there. Yeah, blowing this one up. Alright, there's a biface. I didn't think I was going to save that one, to be honest with you. This was in a biface. Just not a real refined biface. Now we got Obsidian, so I'm going to put a glove on. Platform here, take a short one in there. Look at them flakes. Just nice. A little carried away with that strike. Doggone it, sorry about that. I'm gonna have to, I know that camera probably jerking all over the place. That square edge. All right, we're going to stop there, or we're going to have a point again. Well, there's my, I'm not even sure why that's even in there. That might have been the, needs a little more heat pile. I think that's where that was supposed to be. That's where it's going. That's a piece of well, I thought that was black Novaculite, but that's actually black Buffalo River. Yep, that's what that is. Had some crumbly stuff down there on the end. That whole end was all crumbly. Okay. It's still got crumbly down there. Probably lose some more of that. Oh no! Wasn't expecting that. It's got a little something there and there. I just must have just let go because of that. Well, on the flip side, the rest of the stone looks pretty good. Let's see, I'm going to take a flake down that tip and see if I can come over this. I came over it. You lose some of that length there every time you do that, but who knows, that may not even be our length in the end. Trying to take as big a thinning flakes as possible there. That dog must have a possum or a skunk bait up one or the other. Armadillo, something. thing's already got the shape going. Maybe I'll make a Black Buffalo River Hart. I was gonna say something mean, but I'm not going to. I was going to say something about ex-wives, but I'm not going to. I get along really well with my ex-wife, actually, and her husband. All right. But that still might be a black heart. I don't know yet. I got a whole pile here. We're not going to do all these. I'm not sure how many we did. I don't think we've done all that many. I've been going kind of slow, but this is another piece of Alabama Coastal, and it's broke. It was part of a much larger biface. I don't remember it, but judging by the size of this one end, dang, man. It must have been pretty good size. Alright, so we're back in the biface with that one. Here's my arch nemesis. The good old Tallahatta quartzite. I'd be surprised if I get a biface out of this. I might as well just order boxes of this and throw it in the trash. There's nothing wrong with the material. It's great material. I just can't nap it. They say it's mostly for the experts. That's probably why. But I know some experts that hate it too. There's a few materials on my unwanted list. It doesn't mean they're bad materials or any of the rest of that stuff. It just means that I just personally just don't like them. I heard that this stuff responds well to antler. Soak it in water, stand on one leg, you know. I've tried all of it. Actually, I don't think I've tried the antler thing. It does seem to like the hollow copper bopper a little bit, though. Yes, sir, it does. It does seem to like that. Wow. Cool. I really like this stuff. Y'all don't listen to me. It's been quite some time since I've been able to watch much of napping videos. I can listen to them in the shop, but a lot of those I really like to watch, you know. See what I'm missing out on. Yeah, maybe we're going to have to try and nap this with the hollow copper bopper because don't seem like hollow copper boppers having any problem with it. Yep. Hollow copper popper. Love this stuff. Tallahatta quartzite. Get you, box. All right. Oh no, there's another piece of Tallahatta quartzite. Oh, what the heck? Let's do it. We're about ready to cut this off. I'm way past ready to go turn into a pumpkin. Now this piece of Tallahatta quartzite, not so much. I don't think I've had a piece quite like that I remember, but I started bifacing this thing. This is about ready to go in tumble pile. That is harder than you can even believe. And it won't flake across that junk. Now let's tumble that. That's what we do with ones like that. We say, let's make it pretty in the tumbler. Alright, we got a couple more here we're going to do, and that's it. This is a piece of low-grade white Mookaite. You really almost can't even call this stuff Mookaite. It is Mookaite. It's off a Mookaite nodule, but it's almost like it just never really formed. And I had some nodules like that, and that's what this stuff's from. I've got a 5-gallon bucket over there. I'd make that available to people for cheap, but then someone would get it and they wouldn't like it, and then they would go, he sold me terrible rock. Instead of just saying, hey, he told me it was terrible rock to begin with, but it was something to play around with. Now when you can get a point out of it, it's pretty, because it usually has, a lot of it has these dendrites, dendrites, or whatever you call them. Just don't like hollow copper popper. No sir, it wants a little more, needs a little more meanness. Okay. Nope. Sending a flake in that way didn't work real great. Trying to get some rhyme or reason here. I'm probably going to have to go see if that dog's walking around before she walks a skunk in here. Man, I thought that would just run in there and clean that right off, but it sure didn't. And that's the problem with this stuff. It's not going to run a flake like you think it's going to. You're probably not going to get it real thin either. On some of them you can, but most of them it turns into a mess. Just call this stuff not Mookaite. It does identify as Mookaite. That seems to account for a lot these days. I don't even know why I mess with this stuff, to be honest with you. I might take that bucket of junk to the nap in, and I say junk, and it's not something you'd want to be cutting your teeth on, that's for sure. But, you know, go to indirect now, and it's actually starting to thin pretty good. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. All right, let's see. There's another Mookaite. It was looks like a Biface. I started and I just done a quickie Biface, and that was it. This thing's got a huge turtle back on this one side. I'm dying to know what that dog's after. I'll be right back. Okay. It's an armadillo on the other side of a net wire fence over there, just doing armadillo stuff. Driving her nuts. She can get around the other side of that fence. She got to go a ways away, and I guess she doesn't want to leave that far away from her armadillo. And the other dogs ain't paying her no attention at all, or no mind. They just must not be interested, I guess. That'll make a pretty point. Sure will. Well, let's see. I think that's... What is this here? Well, it looks like another piece of oil churned, I guess. We'll make this one the last one. I could make a video where I explain all these strikes. I hope that I know when I started, I watched a lot of bifacing videos, and I just watched what they were doing. They weren't explaining every strike either. I mean, I watched some of those videos too, but I just watched what they were doing. And I got so used to seeing what they were doing. When I'd see it on my workpiece, I knew that that was doable, and how they did it. Didn't mean I could do it, but I knew it was doable. And that was pretty valuable to me. It's pretty amazing the stuff that you can learn on the internet these days. And the internet, YouTube, can take you a long ways to learn how to flint nap. You still have to put in the time, you still have to break all the rocks, but It can sure fast forward you, I can tell you that. This is a little better piece of oil chert right here. This one don't have all them fractures in it. I think the other one did. Yeah, I think we threw it in the tumbling pile, didn't we? After you nap this stuff, you can throw it in vinegar, and the stripes will come back out in it. I mean, it can't put stripes in it, but if it has stripes in it, it can bring them out. And I actually think the tiger, what they were calling the tiger chert, maybe that is what it's called, I don't know. I think it's all part of the same formation, just some of it has the markings in it, some of it doesn't. So they call the stuff without just oil chert, and the other stuff tiger. So if I remember right, it was fairly reasonable rock too. It must be a lot of it or something, because it seems like it was cheaper than most rocks. I don't remember what it was, but I've bought it a couple times. When some rock comes around, I like to, and I get some of it and I like it, then I like to get another box if I can, or two, because a lot of that rock, it comes around, then it's gone. Then you're there scratching your head going, man, I wish I could get some of that still. Okay, let's put them up here and see what we got, like we always do on these bifacing videos. If you guys want to see something specific in these bifacing videos, maybe you want me to explain every strike or something on a few of them. I can't go through all these like this and do that, but we weren't going real fast tonight. But what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Anyways, we did 14 of them, but cool, sweet. Get these lined up out here for a picture. Alrighty, y'all, I appreciate y'all watching, and if there's something specific that you want me to do, then I'll try to accommodate that. I can't guarantee it, but I do have some upcoming projects. I got a bunch I need to get done, stuff I need to get done before the nap in, or stuff I want to get done anyways. I need a couple days just to making tools, and then I need a whole day at least of cutting preforms. So anyways, there we go, and we tried out our wooden boppers. Jury's still out on them, but I am leaning towards these. But maybe there's not a big difference, I don't really know. But anyways, y'all have a great night. We'll catch you on the next one. Keep napping.